I have a question, Stuart.
Yes,
Maybe you could talk about freedom. I don't hear you talk about that much.
freedom,
Freedom, yeah.
big subject. Um, well, to take a big subject and make it really very comprehensible. I mean, you're only free if you're free inside yourself. You're not free racially, you're not free economically, you're not free, all this kind of freedom, chauvinistically. A human being is always a prisoner of himself or herself. And if we manage to develop a system inside that connects with higher energy in the universe, and we're being nurtured by that energy, and we're slowly but surely getting free of all the different chaoses that exist inside us, we get closer and closer to a state of freedom. To me, that's real freedom. I mean, because, people talk about racial freedom, they talk about economic freedom. I mean, look, I can tell you from my own life. I lived on the streets when I was younger for a while, and I used to live in a house that was like a great mansion that I bought up in the country, and neither of those situations provided an ounce of freedom for me. When I lived in the house, I was a prisoner of money. I had to make huge sums of money in order to support what I was doing. When I was living as a poor little kind of church mouse in my 20s, I was also having to make money to pay rent and eat and everything else. And I discovered that real freedom is an internal state. We have to get free of us. Each and every one of us has to get free of themselves in order to connect with infinite energy in the universe. And I am sure, shouldn't say I'm sure, nothing's to be sure about, but I mean, we're born here to learn this. The soul needs to be nurtured, understand, in such a profound way that it gets free of the necessity of existing in a material world. So to me, that's freedom. I mean, I don't believe in any of this other. Yeah, look, I mean, nobody should be put in prison because of their race or their religion or what they believe or, the things they say that, I, yeah, I mean, that's just stupid when people, but that's what goes on, in the world. But, I used to teach in prisons. I taught in Oregon and also in Texas. I used to teach in prisons. And one of the things I used to tell people there is that anything you did in the past, anything that's gotten you here is in the past. All that exists for you is the right now, this moment, that you can build an inner life that is strong enough to connect with God and give you real freedom. Even if you have to spend another 5 years here in the prison, you will have real freedom. And it was amazing how profoundly they understood that, the people there. And I really believe that freedom is getting free of oneself. We are the only reason we're not enlightened, and we need to get free of us. And this meditation is only about that. This meditation is not a religion, it's not a cult, it's not something that's mandatory. If you don't do it, your life is at stake. It's something you do because you want to learn how to use the tools you're born with to get free of the one person who's keeping you from being enlightened, from being with God. And that's yourself, myself. I mean, I really can't define freedom, but that's about as close to it as I can get, what real freedom is to me anyway, you know. Again, you know, there are people that, you know, people that are actually economic and psychological slaves because of the color of their skin. And it's just insane, you know. It's insane how people look at each other and how they judge each other and what they find wrong with each other. Just stupid. And once you get free of yourself, then you look at other people and you see God inside them, you see spirit inside them, you see the struggle, the suffering, the difficulties inside them. And there's compassion, there's love, there's understanding, there's support. I mean, that's freedom, being able to do those things, becoming fully and completely human. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Paul. Good, great question, Paul. I love the questions. They really come up. I mean, I don't know where these answers come from, but they certainly not in my brain. You know, I am just a vehicle through which this stuff flows, and it's really extraordinary. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay. For no more questions, there'll be meditation on Thursday. And thank you, all of you. God bless you. As I said to start this class, I'm looking at a group of people that literally are from all over the world. And I think it is so extraordinary that human beings can get together and spend an hour like this, nurturing each other, opening to God, spirit, feeling quiet, at peace with themselves at the end of the class. I mean, this to me is something extraordinary that we can do this. And it's not only one or two people that come to Stamford, Connecticut, but we're talking people sitting here from 4 different continents. It's kind of a miracle, and it's kind of wonderful that life can be this way. I mean, I always say it, I should go to the United Nations and introduce this to them. Maybe there'll be a little peace in the world. People stop bombing each other, you know, blowing each other up for no sensible reason.
That's true.
Okay, well, thank you all. God bless you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Thursday.
Thank you so much, Stuart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Daniela, you have my love and
Thank you.
support through what you have to go through tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.